Hey guys, it's Jen, coming to you to do a live video. This is one of those I've been avoiding because I didn't want to do them. But there is a video that I did on YouTube. It's almost a year ago, but every once in a while I still get comments about it. And it was just a candid video I did, and it was about Christian and psychic, right? So what's interesting is I usually don't even worry about some of the comments and things that are made, but this one's kind of stuck in my head. And so I really wanted to get a dialogue going in here, especially because I'm just going to read the comment and then we're going to kind of talk about this, okay? Because here's the thing. First of all, I know there's some trolls right now that are on YouTube. I keep hearing about it, how they're just kind of trying to antagonize and get people frustrated. And so that being said, I know that that's out there too, but my guides keep reminding me of this comment, which isn't normal. Normally the stuff that gets commented on YouTube, I just kind of don't worry about it and I just kind of blow it off or whatever. But for whatever reason, they're really wanting me to talk about this specific subject. So, hey guys, I see some people coming on. So this is a really, really good thing that I want you guys to talk about, because this is in everything that I teach, okay? So the comment was, and I think the guy actually, there was another comment that he had made too, but he took it down. I didn't take it down. He took it down because I remember the way he said it. I said, I think there was another question too, but here's my answer. Okay. So, and in the comment of this video, I actually said this is a trick question. So the reason that I want you guys to be thinking about this yourself is I always talk about discernment, and I always talk about, don't just follow a guru. You need to figure out for yourself how to know, how to discern, how to feel, right? So when somebody else tells you something to believe, it's not as powerful as if you learn it and you bring it into yourself and you learn how to believe it yourself. I hope that's resonating. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, this video that I did, and I've actually got my computer, I'm going to cheat because I can't remember exactly what was said. But it's a YouTube video. Like I said, it was over a year ago that I posted it. And I have comments on it are all really good. It's I'm Christian and I feel like I'm really confused because I get frowned on because I'm of my psychic power, and it's so misunderstood, first of all, okay? So we're going to talk about kind of two things in this video. First of all, the idea of being Christian and psychic is so misunderstood. Okay, psychic just means understanding more than meets the eye, more than you can prove, more than you can understand, right? You have to believe with your heart. It's all about faith. Okay, that being said, you guys can look on the YouTube channel if you want. The video is called Candid Video About Being a Christian Psychic, and like I said, it's over a year ago. And so I do have some really good comments, but this one comment that my guides keep reminding me about, and like I said, this isn't normal. But I can't even remember what his first post was. And then he said, "Is Jesus the only way?" So I returned to him, his comment, and I said, I saw another message, because he had put another message up and then he took it down. And he said, so I told him, I said, I saw another message that asked about prophetic gifts. I do know they speak on that. The only church that I really know that speaks on it very openly is Bethel, and that's out of Redding, California. I don't know much about the church other than that I do know a friend of mine who goes there. I don't know their policies. I don't know their doctrine. I don't know any of that kind of stuff, but I do know that they talk about prophecy, and they actually have a school that's a Christian-based prophetic, how to bring prophecy and make it still be in line with the Bible, as far as I know. Now, I'm not speaking on that. I'm not saying I support it or anything. I'm just, because I don't know enough about it to know, but I do know that I have somebody that goes there. So that was the answer that I gave to that one. As far as the question, is Jesus the only way? I answered this by saying, I know for me, he's the only way, but he shows us the way, and it's up to you to decide for yourself if he's the only way for you. And I said, wishing you peace and clarity. So then he immediately responds and says, that's a New Age perspective. Your truth is not my truth, kind of thing. And then he quotes scripture. Okay. Now, that being said, I just want to let you guys know from my perspective, I do feel like Jesus is the way. I feel like he showed us so many things. I feel like if you look past the doctrine and you really take in your heart the truth of it, even you'll see where Jesus kind of gets frustrated with people in the Bible, right? Because he's like, how many times do I have to beat you guys over the head to make you understand this? Like, how much time do I have to spend, right? So there's little scriptures in there, and I don't claim to know my Bible inside and out, but I bet Kevin could probably, he's in this group, he could probably tell us what scripture that is. But that being said, the reason that this YouTube video, and I'm going to close that out on my computer now. The reason that keeps coming to mind, and what my guides were telling me this afternoon, is it needs to be talked about, because I can spew religion all day, every day, and tell people that's what they have to believe. But it doesn't do any good, in my opinion. Whereas if I can teach you that you do have divine, and that you get to decide how you connect, and that you get to decide what your spiritual life looks like, if you choose Jesus, that's your choice. It's so much more powerful for it to be your choice than for me to tell you. So the guys like that make those comments, they just want somebody to tell them what to do, okay? Never really has been me. I'd rather, I'm like, don't tell me what to do, right? I mean, that's a little bit of my personality. So that being said, okay, good. Somebody was just saying yes. I was just telling my kids. So I love that you guys are resonating, and I want to have a dialogue about this in the group. So if you have questions about it, if you want to talk about it, if you have a comment on it, like let's talk about this, because part of the reason that I do what I do is because I want everybody to understand that they have their own power. You guys get to decide what your life is like. You get to decide what you create your life to be like. All of these things you get to decide. And granted, Jesus is the way that I want, but is it going to do me as much good to tell you, you have to choose Jesus, this is what you do? Or is it going to be better for me to say, I don't know, maybe let's look at the Bible. Maybe, you know, just look at this as an idea. And a really good point of this is, again, I am not here to tell you what religion to be. That's not the point. There's so much beauty in all the religions. And at the same time, I think all of them sometimes get a little bit wrong, right? So it's about finding what your truth is for you and embracing that, and then really having the faith to do that. Another really good point that just kind of popped in my head is when I did the book, I think it was the book festival in Tucson. There was some kids that were they were younger. There was two boys. They were younger kids. They were kind of like backpacking across America, you know, kind of, you know, hippie type. They were pretty cool. But anyway, they were all about the archangels. They thought it was great, but they were like, yeah, I don't know about Jesus though, because like, you know, religion's so messed up, and they try to brainwash you and do all these things. And I said, yeah, but if nothing else, let's just agree that the Bible is one of the longest standing books in print. So if nothing else, it can be historical, right? And they were like, oh yeah, well, good point. I said, okay, well, have you ever read it? And they're like, no, because we don't go to church. That's okay. What if you don't go to church? What if you read it just from a historical standpoint? Like, what if you just read it to see what Jesus said, right? And they were like, oh, wow. And literally like surfer dude, like, oh, wow, that's a great idea. So I guess the reason that I wanted to come on was to, first of all, create some dialogue about this. Second of all, help you know that it doesn't matter who your teacher is. You have to decide what you believe. You need to decide what makes sense for you. Okay? And just like anything else, like if I was a teacher and I was teaching math, is it going to do me any good to give you the answer? Or is it going to be better for you to learn if I show you how to work the problem? Right? So his comment on YouTube was, oh, you're just new age and you're whatever. No. I mean, you can call me new age if that's what works. Like, I don't care. I don't care what labels you want to put on me. But that being said, like, I feel like the idea is to let people discover their own uniqueness, their own divinity, their own, you know, essence, their own religion, whatever they want to call it. Like, I hate to say religion because I just feel like it's so mixed up right now. And I really feel like spirituality as a whole, and I even feel like Jesus is calling us to a bigger awareness and a bigger understanding, instead of just putting everything in a box and that it has to be a certain way and that it has to only be this way, right? There's a million ways to answer the same math question. Like, I can guarantee you, my kids both went to school and the way they learn math isn't even close to how my husband and I learn math, right? But we can all get to the same answer. We can all find the right answer, right? And we know that that's the right answer because mathematically there's a specific answer. So anyway, I just wanted to come on and talk about that today. I see a few people watching. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me. really, I would love to have some conversation about this. So watch it if you didn't see the beginning. See what comes up for you. What questions do you have? How do you feel about it? What thoughts come in your head? Like, where are you resisting it? Somebody's saying her father took her to a Baptist church and it scared her to death. So there's so many different denominations, right? Like, I've gone to Baptist church. I was actually baptized Baptist, Southern Baptist on top of that. So, but the great thing about Southern Baptist is they teach you to read the Bible and understand it for yourself. I grew up mostly in Methodist church. I love Methodist because they are all about trying not to judge anybody and just loving everybody. Like, they're really like, that's the end goal, is let's just love everybody through this thing called life, because it's kind of hard. You know what I mean? And there's so much more to it, but that was my takeaway. I went to Calvary Chapel. That one was great because they talked about the Bible. They read what it said now. They read what that meant and gave the history of what was going on in the time that it was written. And then they also told you how it relates to now, right? It's like, it's all kinds of things. Like, there's a million different churches you could go to. There's a million different religions you could go to. It doesn't matter to me which one of those you find. I just want you to know that there's more to being human than meets the eye. You are a spiritual divine being, and how you get to that is your decision. How you get to that is your process. And what divinity that you learn from, I will tell you, Jesus does not discriminate. He's not going to not come to you because you're not a certain Christian or you didn't go to a certain church, right? Jesus and the angels are here to help all of us in this thing that we call being human and in this lifetime. Like, it is very, somebody else just said, she said, now I have a relationship with Jesus after years. Yes. Everybody's journey is different. Yes. And the acceptance is huge. Yes. So I agree with all of you guys so much on here, but I feel like it's something we really need to talk about, because, that to me, it could have been an attack. I could have felt, whatever. And I was just like, oh, well, yeah, that's where he's at. You know what I mean? So I really didn't even expect to think much more about it. This lighting is really weird. I'm in my hotel room. I'm getting ready to go to do a conference in Minot, North Dakota. So that's going to be fun. But anyway, so I just want you guys to maybe create dialogue within the group, maybe create dialogue in your own family. Like, let me know what comes up for you. And it's just like anything. I really do feel like he was trying to test me, maybe to see if I was going to give him the answer that he wants. Right? But I don't want to give anybody the answer they want. I want them to find the answer themselves. Thank you, Lisa. She said my hair is on point. I'm actually just turned on my curling iron so that I can go fix it before I go. But thank you. I'll take that. Anyway, so you guys, I love you all. I just want to say, think about it for yourself. See what that feels like to you. And let's just start creating conversation. Let's really start, because one of my goals is to bring spirituality into reality, right? Bringing spiritual practices and spiritual ideas into our everyday life instead of only at church or only on Sunday or only in the right setting or things like that. And again, I don't want to give anybody the answer. I want you guys to find the answer for yourself. And I want to remind everybody that, don't just follow a guru. Like, dig in yourself and really, I guess have the want to dig in and want to dive deep and want to find that connection. Because the one thing that I can tell you is, whether you believe it or not, you are worthy and you are divine, and Jesus and the angels have so much love for you, and they're ready to help everyone. So anyway, okay, love you too. Somebody's saying love you back. I'm so glad you guys are in the group, and hopefully we'll get some more conversation. It just was random what time I came on. So we'll talk to you guys all later. Love you. Bye.